Hi everybody. My name is Anand Sambavia, and I'm a disciple of Osho since 36 years. I'm a Tantra teacher, I'm a healer, teacher for meditation. I created a kind of a system for healing the chakras with flower essences. It's called Buddha Field Flower Essences. And today I would like to talk a little bit about Osho, my life with Osho, and what did I really learn from him all these years, and what did I take from him, and what am I teaching right now. I've been living around the world about 25 years, basically wherever I could learn from the best teachers, and then I started to teach. Okay, let's start about the Tantra. Tantra, I heard about Tantra about 36 years ago when I was living in Amsterdam. I didn't know Osho yet, but that was the first time when I saw a magazine with a friend that came from Pune, from the ashram of Osho, the international ashram of Osho. It was about 77 or 76 maybe. And I read a few sentences about Tantra, and I was really turned on. I said, wow, that's what I was looking for all my life. I said, what is that Tantra? And the teacher was Osho, and at that time his name was Bhagwan Sri Rajneesh. And I took this magazine from a friend, and he wanted the magazine very much to stay with him, but I really wanted to read. My English was not that good, and he agreed to give it to me for a couple of days. And the truth is, it took me the whole night long, and I finished to read the magazine like really drinking what was there. And look at that, till now I'm with that subject. Because Tantra is a way of life. And the more you stay with it, you go deeper and deeper into what does it mean. And the reason why it takes time, because we as Westerners, we came from the world of doing, and Tantra is a way of non-doing. We don't know how to do things without doing. It sounds ridiculous. It sounds somehow not logic. How do you do that? And Tantra actually is 180 degrees different from the way we look at life in the West. And that's why one of the reasons that people go to the East, go especially to India, and sometimes you don't even have to learn anything. So just the country itself vibrates in a different way. I call it the feminine way. How to do without doing, with no effort. How to relax, how to just be. This is India. That's why I stayed there about 12 years of my life, and actually much more than that. Visited many times before, and then I stayed for 12 years in the Osho Multiversity, learned, and then I started to teach for all these years. Developed the flower essences of the Buddha field that heals the different chakras that support the work of the Tantra. So what is Tantra according to Osho? Because I know there are different ways of looking at Tantra. What Osho did for us, the Westerners, he took us from all over the world. Many of us were taking drugs, sometimes even heroin or really hard things. And he gathered us together and he said, come learn meditation. Meditation is the basis of Tantra. Without knowing meditation, you cannot know Tantra. This is why many people have the difficulties to know what Tantra is about, because also to get the knack of meditation, it takes years. Slowly, slowly you know what meditation is about. What is it to be here now? What is it to be sensitive? And especially if you want to make love with the other, you need to know how to make love within yourself. This is really the basic, how to be sensitive to myself, how to love myself. So what happened is most of us we're not especially love ourselves. We got a lot of criticism from our parents, from the society, what we should do, what we should not do. So we came into a situation where, when we came to Osho, actually, we were like shrinked. We didn't like ourselves, no confidence. We looked at drugs, we looked outside how to actually balance ourselves, how to relax. And so the basic in Osho Tantra was to give us the learning of meditation, deepening of meditation, and a lot of therapy. We went through a lot of therapy group just to relax the inner child, all kind of conditioning that we brought from our countries. So much to work and relaxing and transforming ways ways that were not suiting the way of the Tantra, of letting go, of relaxation. So much work of therapy, much deepening into meditation, and then how to take this into life. We call it to the marketplace. That means the Tantra is not only me in that moment when I meditate or when I'm with the other making love or living in a daily life. It's also when I'm around in the world, nothing is changing. I'm relaxing my work, I'm creative in my work. Actually, Tantra is a way of life. I would like to say something about Osho. Many people don't know who Osho is, and there are a lot of criticism around things which are not essential. For me, I all the time was about the essential. What I could really receive from him was all this knowledge that he brought from his research in the world of philosophy and psychology. He was professor for philosophy and psychology. The other thing is that Osho was researching in many ways, spiritual ways. So the Tantra that he brought to us was from the Tantrikas from 5,000, 6,000 years ago, techniques from there, and the attitude from the Buddhism, the Tibetan on one hand, and on the other hand, what Shiva and Shakti, what Shiva teach Shakti, his wife, very old meditation, like there are 112 meditation techniques. Many of them are how to open to nature, and many of them has to do with opening myself, my own chakras and my own attitude and to the world. And some of them also has to do with how to be with my lover. I'm saying it like that because many people think that Tantra has to do with something with a partner. Not necessary. Tantra is a spiritual way of living, and I can be totally alone, opening my own chakras, opening my own energy, and that's all. I don't have to have somebody in my life, or I can choose to live with somebody. Okay? The base is loving myself, the way of making love with myself, in every moment. The way I'm drinking, the way I'm walking, just being, okay? And then bring it, if I choose to my life with a partner. Okay, when I decided to live in Pune, in Osho Multiversity, I was taking part of the school, the mystery school. And the concept we worked with Tantra was through the 7 chakras. So we had very deep kind of workshops that we digged into each of the chakras, which are the energy centers, and helping the energy to flow through the centers. So for example, the group that had to do the workshop that had to do with the first chakra, we worked on the essential energy, life energy, our passion, what we call the red energy. That has to do with life energy, how to wake up the life energy, how to live the sexual life, the animal within us, but with awareness, because Tantra has to do with awareness. Okay, this is a basic with meditation, as I said. So how to bring awareness into our passion and making love from the fire within. So wake up the fire within and use it with awareness. Like fire, we need to know how to use. So watching the fire, that's how we call the work in the first chakra. Because with fire, we can burn, yeah, or we can cook, or we can create. We choose to create life through the first chakra. So opening up the first chakra was very important, especially if we came to the school with all kind of sexual abuse, or has to do with not liking our bodies. So learning to like our bodies, to live in peace with our bodies as it is, because body is a gift for us. That was the basic, making peace with our body and our sexual energy. So much therapy happened through that. In the second chakra, which is just 2 centimeters below the navel, it's all the emotional work. So we had workshop that had to do with emotional work. Because if we wanted to live in peace with ourselves, we need to feel in balance emotionally. Usually what happens emotionally, we are too much expressive, and mostly we find somebody else to blame, yeah? Or we are repressing our emotions. But the thing is, when we repress our emotion, energy cannot flow between the first and the second chakra. And there, in that point, many times, our relationships stop. This is why relationship in the West especially is very short many times. We go only with the first passion, but if we want to go into intimacy, we have to go through emotional balance to know how to express our feeling with awareness, with ourselves, with our partner. So it's a whole work that has to do with that. So energy starts flowing. So the first circle of the Tantra start to happen. And then we have the second circle that go in between the third chakra and the fourth. So the third one, we have something else that we need to open up. So we had specially workshop that has to do with opening the third chakra. Third chakra is yellow. Yellow, sun, it has to do with strength, with the way we live our power. Okay, and when I say power, I mean the way of living ourselves in a total way. Okay, that means that I'm not the victim, and I'm not the one who abused the victim. Usually in life, especially in a relationship, all kind of relationship, also between countries it's happening. The whole world is dealing with, one is a victim, one is always trying to put the victim down. And yeah, this is the fight. Nobody likes to be a victim. So how do I heal the situation where I'm just in the middle, in my power, knowing who am I, and from this space, dealing with the world, expressing myself, bringing my gift to the world. So in relationship, for example, if we are in competition and we are still in the game, one upper, one down, in the fight, we should really learn to give up this fight and give power, energizer each other. And when we manage to do that, the heart is open, the heart chakra is open. Then only we can experience love, the love that we're all looking for, which has to do with unconditional love, the way we can really embrace the other. We accept him, her, as they are. There is no more judgment, just accepting them the way they are. If we can look at each other's eye and say, you are totally okay as you are. I am totally okay as I am. This is bring another quality of loving relationship. Osho was dividing for us the way of relating to three parts. The first part, he called it relationship. That means the flow between the first and the second chakra. He said that actually most of the time it's not relationship, it is relationship. A lot of problem unless we did the transformation work. The second is friendship. That means if we manage to live in the heart and connect from the heart, we are in a kind of ship together. There is harmony. We love each other, we are doing things together, there's harmony there, and it's very, very beautiful. So that's called friendship. And the third level of love, it has to do with combining love and freedom. And this has to do with the throat chakra and the third eye chakra. So the circle number 3 of the Tantra. And we are opening all the circles by breathing. There are many techniques of the Tantra to learn how to breathe and open and create kind of expansion. The meaning of Tantra is expansion. That's what we want. Okay? So the moment we open our throat, which is a place for the individual, we give freedom to the individual to express itself within the frame of our friendship, then suddenly we feel the freedom. Feel freedom and love in the same time. This is what most people are looking for. So there are techniques especially to open up this circle also. Okay? And the seventh, the crown chakra, has to do with something that only the individual alone can go and create a connection with the divine, with the existence itself. This experience meant to be for the individual and the existence. That's more or less the whole map of the work of the Tantra that we did in the mystery school. Many times we had to go through, I call it, or we called it there, metaphysical surgery. For example, in the second chakra, when we had to really find a place where we feel good to be alone and not lonely, and appreciate the way of being together and to being alone. This is one of the subjects. To really feel good within myself, and it doesn't matter if I'm alone or with the other. To be able to live in such a peace within myself and a way of choosing, we have to go through metaphysical surgery. That means the cord that we had with our mother, that many of us, we never really cut the cord energetically. Physically, yes, we got cut from mother. But energetically, many of us still connected to her, and we are still depending on our parents in some ways, which is, it's the opposite of being independent, okay? And sometimes in our life we have to do it also energetically, so we can do our life. And if we are not really cutting from our mothers, we cannot really create a healthy relationship with the other. Okay? So, doing this cut, suddenly something magical is happening. First of all, my relationship with my mother, I can tell from my experience and from many of my students, suddenly I can talk with my mother in eye level. Suddenly she's a friend. I'm stopping blaming her for my trouble or what she did, and I'm taking back my energy for myself and doing my life. So it's very beautiful, very healthy what's happening with mother. Now if I have children, I'm able to do the same thing with them and help them to grow up and stand on their own feet instead of creating dependency. Yeah? Maturity, I call it. Okay? So work, that kind of deep work we were doing there, which is very, very important. So that was a little example, kind of a secret from the Mystery School of Osho. And the rest, if you would like to know more, if you would like to learn more, I'm always welcome to come again and do my traveling around wherever I'm invited. And in the meantime, I would like to offer you a gift. I have 5 short videos that I created about my work with some more tips and something that you can really start working with yourself. It's a good beginning, so you're welcome to push the button just under this video and register yourself and receive the videos immediately. And hope to see you somewhere in your own country. Thank you. Namaste. Sambavia.